but there were so many levels. I think the bottom part was supposed to be guarded by karate people. The second part was to be guarded by another group. It was a Chinese group. I forgot what the style was. I think it was going to be praying mantis. And then they had one more group, and then I don't know if I was on the 4th floor or the 3rd floor because he was constantly changing it. And then the last floor was the style of the unknown, which was played by Kareem. I liked it because it was new for me, and I wasn't into film work, and I've never worked in that atmosphere before, so I enjoyed it very, very much.
To stick fighting and nunchaku combat, Lee would also add grappling and joint locking. Consequently, for the guardian of the 4th floor, the Temple of Gold, Bruce settles on Chi Hon Jae, who at the time of filming was a 7th degree black belt in the dynamic Korean art of Hapkido. For the uppermost level of the pagoda, the floor of the unknown, Bruce decides to showcase yet another of his students, LA Lakers basketball sensation, Abdul Kareem Jabbar. Unlike the previous masters, Kareem fights with an unknown style, symbolizing the highest level of the martial arts. As with the fluid approach demonstrated by Lee's character, this unknown style is a cinematic representation of the ideological essence of Jeet Kune Do.
Jeet Kune Do came about as a sincere effort to abolish system and style. What he was trying to say is it didn't matter what art you took, as long as you can express yourself. I've always believed that it really, a person, if he's really good and really talented and he's very athletic, it doesn't matter if it's a Japanese system or a Korean system or an Okinawan system or a Chinese system. You're truly expressing yourself. So you don't really fight like the system that you've been brought up. You are expressing yourself, although the system will help in your training.
The fact that Lee's character in the Game of Death would be battling advocates of different styles is hugely significant. He's asking the audience to consider not only the merits of each particular style, but in a broader and more fundamental sense, to evaluate the validity of style itself. Now, with key members of his cast in place, Lee is able to compose 3 groundbreaking fight sequences, which are both fluid, dynamic, and rich in symbolic subtext. As a cinematic representation of his art, it is undoubtedly his finest work. According to Bruce Lee's teachings, when evaluating new experiences, you should look inside and listen to your own true feelings. Your own truths may change with each new experience, but if you never reappraise your values, you could be refusing to acknowledge the benefits that can stimulate change, growth, and improvement. Fundamentally, Lee states, "Your truth is not my truth, and my truth is not your truth."
It's our responsibility to create and leave that impression upon those around us so that they can be better involved and better people themselves because of what Bruce taught us.
In the light of the international acclaim which would have come to Bruce Lee after the astounding commercial success of Enter the Dragon, it is not possible to fully understand in which direction he would have taken the partially completed Game of Death rushes. Bruce clearly stated his desire to return to the project in his diary on the day of July 20th, 1973. What started out as a labor of love may have come under external commercial pressures. We will never know for sure. What is clear is Bruce's intention to educate as well as entertain. Of one thing we can be certain: the finished motion picture would have glistened with the electric vitality and dynamic physical precision for which his work is famous all over the world.